Hi, welcome to another video. Hope you're having an excellent day. This is Mr. Chow from EnglishTuition.org. Now in today's video, we are going to focus on teaching students how to meet the dreaded word count. I think some of my students have given me feedback that they have problems meeting the word count. And let's start today's video by taking a look at the word count for various levels. So the minimum word count for the PSLE English Composition is they put down in the exam paper is 150 words, and 150 words is actually not that many words if you think about it. If you want to write a proper story, most students do exceed 150 words without even having to think about it. All right. PSI situation writing, okay. None recommended word count at all. There are no requirements, so as long as the points are there, students will get their score. For N-level students, situation writing recommended word count is between 180 to 250 words. Again, for N-levels, the difficulty level is slightly lower, so expectations are lower as well. So therefore, minimum word count is only 180 to 250, and 250 is the upper limit. And again, 250 is not that many words, right? N-levels essay recommended word count is 250 words to 400 words. All right, 250 words to 400 words. I think once you get to the upper level for this recommended word count, which is around the 400 word count, I think you're getting closer to having a proper essay instead of just a composition, right? So you might ask, what's the difference between a composition and an essay, right? Composition, if you notice, is just very short. And for your information, based on experience, most of my PSLE students write a minimum of 250 to 300 words, and some students do in fact go over and above 300 words. So if primary 6 students are writing the 300 word count, aside for N-level students should not be writing a 250 word, right, essay, okay, and then call that as a satisfactory piece of writing, okay. So N-level students should actually aim to get to that 400 upper limit, okay. Now as for O-levels, expectations have gone up. The O-level situation writing recommended word count is between 250 to 350 words. So again, recommended word count is up to 350. Based on my teaching, most students, once they hit the upper limit or slightly over, closer to the 400 word count, I think they have done a decent job. And that's what I've been teaching for my students who have achieved B3 and above. Okay, so but if you are aiming just to pass the situation writing, then of course you aim for the minimum word count, right, which is 250 words. Okay, but 250 words, to be honest, is just a little too short for the O-levels situational writing. Okay, now for the essay, recommended word count is 350 to 500 words. So again, students who struggle with the word count, right, they always aim for the lower limit, right, which is the minimum word count, right? In this case, minimum word count is 350, right? And I already mentioned to you, P6 students are able to achieve between 300 to 350 words. So why should a student taking the O-levels examination be submitting an essay with just 350 words, right? So unless you're just aiming for a borderline pass C6, then you aim for the minimum word count. Okay, so but if you want a better grade, then you better start to write more. Okay, so but that brings us to a very interesting problem, right? So why do students not spend the time and the effort to write more words? All right, and I used to think that when students tell me, Mr. Chow, I don't know what to write, right? But I think for any student who is reasonably intelligent, they can surely come up with content if they just pause and think, and they should be able to elaborate and write more. Okay, but instead they always stop they try to stop at the minimum word count, right? 150, 180, right? For essay, 300 words, O levels, right? How can you submit an essay, 300 word count? No, and they're always counting the words, hoping that they have already met the minimum word count. Okay. I even have a student who point out to me, Mr. Chow, this is the exam paper. They say PSLE English Composition 150 words. I already meet. I write 152 words. Okay, 152 words. I have done my job, right? But like I said, if you are just aiming for a borderline pass, then by all means go with the minimum word count. Okay, but if you want to try to score for the exam, because I guarantee you the better students are going to write more words. So in comparison, your short little composition or short little essay, okay, will be marked down, right? Simply because your peers are doing a much better job. So for somebody who gave more content, gave more variety, have a better developed story, who do you think deserve the higher mark, right? Definitely the student with more words. Okay, so but the objective is not to get students to just write a compo or an essay based on word count. Okay, I think many students have the mistaken idea that the more they write, the more they score. That's not true, right? But the more you write, the more you're able to demonstrate that you have a good command of language, and you're able to use the right words given the right context, in the right tone, etc., etc. That's how these students end up scoring better. But if you write a very short compo, a very short essay, you are denying yourself the opportunities to demonstrate your language skills, right? You can only write that many, sentence structures and use that many adjectives if you have a very short piece of writing. Okay, but before I reach the end of the video, let me just do a quick demonstration of how my students usually do their writing. So over here, I have a PowerPoint slide, okay, with some empty lines. I think you can see from my video that I'm using a tablet pen. All right, I am not sure how students actually hold a pen, right? Some hold it this way, some hold it this way, some hold it this way. I don't know, right? And then they start writing. Okay, so usually there's 2 finger spacing, okay, for new paragraph. Okay, and some students actually manage to forget that even after all these years of practice, and they will start here, right? No, 2 finger spacing. Okay, here, probably you start with, right, primary school, ring ring the school bell rang, exclamation mark. And then you continue writing because there's just a lot of blank space behind. I do not understand why some students, when they write, somehow, the way they align the sentences, right, it becomes slanted as they continue to write. And then all this spacing over here is not well utilized, right? Do utilize all the space on your foolscap paper, okay, so that when it comes to counting, right, the number of words for your composition, it's easy to come to a quick estimation of how many words that you have written. Now, it is not necessary for students to actually write down the word count, but it's good to have a general idea what is the overall length of your situation writing or your compo or your essay. All right, but so if you write, in a haphazard manner, without any attention paid to the margins, right, and you're not making full use of the space, then your estimation will not be accurate, right? But that's not the point of this video. Let's come back to the word count. Okay, the key here is to make sure that you have the necessary word count. Now, I also noticed that some of my students, when they write after about 2 paragraphs, they run out of gas. How do I know? Right, because their handwriting starts to look like this, right? Ring ring the school bell rang again. So you look at sentence number 1 and then you look at sentence number 2. So what's the difference between the two sentences, right? So the student starts off very well, okay, giving the neatest handwriting, all right. But then once you get to closer to the end of the essay, the student grows tired. Okay, I think this is one of the key reasons why students don't enjoy writing, because without practice, they tire very easily. All right, so they're experiencing some physical pain, physical discomfort. I don't know whether it's their stamina or the way they hold their hands. And if you feel pain, you're not going to want to write, you're not going to want to elaborate, and that affects your word count. Okay, so let's take a look at some ways that we can effectively prevent the hand, right, from feeling discomfort or pain, so that you can complete your 500 word or even 600 word essay, okay, without feeling the excruciating pain, right? It's so painful that I don't want to write anymore. So of course, first of all, you need to try to protect your writing hand, right? Whichever is left hand, right hand. And one of the good ways where you can protect your hand is to wear a glove. All right. I don't know whether this is permitted during exam, okay, but I mean, just for entertainment purposes. All right, let's just wear a glove and see. Look, right? Can you see how your hand is protected? All right, and then you do not feel any abrasion against your glove. All right, but if you don't like how the glove looks, okay, or for some reason you do not have a glove at home, all right, just take maybe an old t-shirt or something, all right, and maybe that can reduce some of the discomfort or the pain. Okay, but this looks quite ugly, if you ask me. Okay, so, and again, it may not be as effective as a glove. So how about using something that is really thick, like a mitten? Okay, so, well, you might want to try. Let me see if I can write using this. Mitten. Well, it's really very difficult, okay, to try to wear a mitten and try to do some writing. All right, so anyway, jokes aside, okay, do not actually wear a glove or a mitten to school, okay, for your exams. Okay, jokes aside, try to adopt a more comfortable writing position so that your hand does not tire easily. And like everything else, students will need to practice in order to build up their stamina, okay, and in order to build up their endurance, right? So that the more they write, they don't when they write more, right, they don't grow tired so easily. Okay, so it's those students who keep avoiding the practice, who refuse to elaborate, okay, those are the students who will continue to experience pain, okay, because they are just not used to holding the pen or the pencil for long periods of time. All right, so with that said, we have come to the end of the video. Again, jokes aside, if you are serious, okay, about improving your writing, improving your English, and you want to sign up for face-to-face lessons, please visit englishttuition.org. The timetable for next year will be out by mid-December, so do look out for the details. Other details like fees and schedule are also on the website. For those of you who are taking the O-levels next year, do also be reminded that the O-levels online course is now available. It's a self-directed online course. Okay, again, details available on the website. Thank you very much for watching. I wish all of you have an excellent day, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.